Hello and welcome everyone to our little water-themed village. Glob here. In the last episode, we got this house built on top of this little hill and covered that in nylium. But now that we've done that, this entire mountain behind it looks a little bit bare. So I think that it's time that we go back and we actually make that fit in a little bit better. So we're going to come to this flat area first and go ahead and convert that all into netherrack to be able to turn that into nylium. And then once we get that done, we can actually come back over here and get the entire mountain covered in netherrack so that we can also make that gigantic conversion. This did take quite some time. There's a lot of blocks that were involved in this process. I'm pretty sure that I went through about like 5 or 6 different shulkers. Of course, now after that, we're going to go ahead and go through bone meal that and turn it into nylium. And that is looking pretty sweet if I do say so myself. Now that we've gotten the area taken care of, let's go ahead and address this bridge. I don't think that I actually like it. It's ridiculous because I spent so much time on it, but it needs to come out. It's really just an eyesore. It's taking up too much room, so we're going to come back and we're going to completely remove the bridge. If you notice in the background, all of that work that we did covering up that entire mountain with nylium is basically for naught. It just snowed, and so we're going to have to come back and address that. In an effort to try to ignore that just happened, I'm going to go ahead and just spend a little bit of time making these fountain lights in front of that house that we just put in. And then now we can actually go back and fix all that snow. So first I went through and just bone mealed the area and actually made a little forest there on the left side of the village, and then went back through and added some end rods and stuff to hopefully try to keep the snow away. And since we've made so much progress on the outside, I think it's finally time to go ahead and open up this water tower. This is why we never went in before. It's just terrible in here. Look at this. It's just full of zombies. The Endermen have just completely torn up the bottom, so it's just a big weird crater. But now we can finally address that. So let's go ahead. We'll dig away all of this excess stuff here. And this is an excessive amount of area. I did not take it into account whenever I was looking at everything. So I've already gone through in replay mod and kind of looked at where things are going to line up. I've got a really, what I think is a cool plan for what's going to happen with this place. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a fog floor in, and then I'm going to do that secret connection between that house that we made in the previous episode and then this tower. So, as you might know, I've declared veganism in this game, so I was left with this weird ethical conundrum whenever I was doing this part. You probably see that I've got a bunch of cats that are left in here, and then am I forced to just trap the cats down there, or do I murder all the cats? I mean, as a vegan player, neither way is really good, but, you know, I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and she brought up the point, you know, murder is forever. I mean, I can't undo that. If I need to, I can come back down and I can actually get these cats out somehow. But, yeah, let me know what you think about that one down in the comments below. Now that we've got the fog floor in, let's go ahead and we'll build that tunnel that leads from the house into the tower. So now we actually finally have an entrance, and we're going to do just, you know, our regular bubble stream elevator and then a drop down. All right, let's just take a second and just appreciate how much space this actually is before we go down in there and see what I just did. Of course, yeah, I am running Optifine right now because I want it to look nice and pretty. So let's see what happens whenever we actually go into this little house now. All right. It looks like nothing much is actually going on. Yeah, these are just carpets. They don't have anything underneath them. That's just lights. Okay. You're supposed to actually carry in a button. There's not supposed to be a button on the floor, but oh, look, there happens to be a button on the floor. What in the world? What does that mean? Oh, that's interesting. What in the world is happening now? And then I actually want to make this some kind of an item lock or something, but right now we just have it as a piston door. And I might even do something where I take that button away too. I don't know. Not that that's really going to stop people from being able to break those blocks. But, and then you can come in here and look at this. Oh, it's mean. This is so much space. I still don't know what I'm actually going to do with it. But, oh, it's a lot of space to be able to work with. Look at that. As cool as that is, I'm actually more proud of what I did over here. So I did actually design all the redstone myself, so it does look terrible, but it is functional. So check this out, check this out. So we have our own little secret area that it shoots us up into. Press the button, double piston extender, and then it lifts you right up. And then whenever this button isn't here, you can't even tell that anything is going on in here. Oh, I'm so happy with how that turned out. I did decide to go ahead and put our other beacon in our first tower so that we can kind of clearly demonstrate that these are different elements that we're working with. Yeah, that beacon doesn't look that great sitting in the top of that tower. We can come back and actually make that fit in a little bit more. Now I think what I want to do is I'm actually going to try to put a ring of glass all around this water tower and see what it would look like if I had water running down all around the outside of it. Because it's already so bright, I think that it would look pretty cool and that would give it a little bit more contrast to all of its surroundings. So I'm going to go ahead and start trying to just put down a bunch of glass and just hopefully I can catch all of the water. That's the plan. Okay, our ring is constructed around the tower. So now it is the moment of truth, and I'm honestly terrified to do this because if it doesn't work, then that's going to be probably a good couple hours of work, I would imagine, because it's going to be able to spill all down the hills. And I don't know about you, but I think that that looks pretty sweet. We managed to pull it off with just minimal damages. It just spilled over this side over here. I wouldn't call that hours of work at all. That's just going to be, like a few minutes. So that's great. It mostly looks really cool down here whenever you're close up because that cyan glass really just blends right into the water and into the tower. So that has a pretty cool effect. So it's not quite as easy to see how cool it is whenever you're not in Optifine, but look at this. That is magical. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've got to say, this has been a massive amount of progress. Just take a look at this grand kingdom that is starting to come together now. I think the outline for this water village area is about complete, so next episode we'll have to start focusing on expanding into our next theme. If you have any suggestions for a good element or anything, please leave that down in the comments below. But thank you so much for making it to the end of the episode, and if you liked what you saw, consider giving it a like or subscribing, because that'd be pretty cool. Either way, I hope I see you in the next one. Globdob out.